Hi, Les Kiter welcoming you to Wallowa Stadium. You're about to join us in another presentation of our videotape program, spotlighting Hawaii's high school state athletes on parade. We at Wallowa Stadium are proud to present these prep youngsters who hope to follow in the footsteps of those who have preceded them in the 21-year history of Wallowa Stadium. So sit back and enjoy our young intern sportscasters who have also become our stadium stars. Aloha and enjoy.
Welcome to Aloha Stadium, where we think we have a very good championship OIA JV game between the Kahuku Red Raiders and the Waianae Sea Riders. I'm Mike Nelson with Kevin.
All right, thanks. And there you see the two combatants with Waianae, and there you see Kahuku on the far side. This is, once again, like you said, for the OIA Junior Varsity Championship. This is going to be quite a battle because traditionally, both of these teams, when they get up to the varsity level, they are very spirited combatants. So this will be very, very interesting, and it's going to be good to see. Some of these, we'll see some of these kids later on when they go up to varsity, and this is our first opportunity to really see them under big-time competition.
Well, it really looks like a really great game here, as you see Kahuku in their red helmets and pants, and Waianae in the blue jerseys. And we're getting the coin toss, and it looks like Kahuku is going to get the ball with Waianae kicking. And there you see the Kahuku bench. Their head coach, Reggie Torres, all set to get his troops going, ready for the big game.
There is Reggie Torres. And now we're going to get the new OIA rule, which was put in place a couple of years ago, where both teams are going to shake hands before the kickoff. There's Reggie Torres shaking hands with the Waianae coaching staff, and as well with the Waianae, the players, and the Kahuku players.
Always traditional. The opposite of the ILH, who shake hands at the end of the game. OIA, it's at the beginning of the game. But it's traditional here in Hawaii, and it's a good thing to see. I really enjoy this, watching them.
As you see, the both the teams shaking hands, and there's the both cheerleaders, or actually the cheerleaders for just Kahuku. This will be a very, very interesting contest, and I'm really looking forward to this.
Well, it's a championship game, and I'm sure these teams, they've earned their way up to the top. And it looks like it's going to be certainly a well-played game, as these two teams have certainly won their way to this game. And we're getting ready for the kickoff as soon as the teams get to the side of the field. There you see the Waianae side are ready to go. Head coach Ronald Lopez.
Well, this Waianae team there you can see some of their players getting fired up. Of course, their varsity team. Later on tonight, we'll be playing for the right to play in the OIA championship game. Later on, right after this one, they'll be taking on the Waipahu Marauders. There's Reggie Torres, just getting some details worked out. Looks like he's grabbing, looking for his headsets. There you see him putting the old headset on, and we're trying to get some things straightened out here from our side, too. There you see for Kahuku, that's Orlando Wong, listed as a quarterback here on our roster, set back to return.
Waianae kicking the ball off, right to left of your screen. Kahuku receiving. Looks like that's number 81 kicking off for Waianae. Akuni Pave. And it's caught by number 1 for Kahuku, Rocky Alo, and he's brought down at about the 29-yard line, and that's where Kahuku will take over here with 9:54 in the first quarter, Kevin.
And there you see the quarterback for Kahuku, Orlando Wong, who was back there on the return. On that return, I tell you, Rocky Alo, he got hammered by Waianae's number 41, Brian Crowley, a 5'7" sophomore.
First and 10 on a 29. Wong comes around left end, still running with the ball, and he gets down to about the 49-yard line. Good enough for a first down for the Red Raiders.
And what really made that play go was if you watch the sprint replay. I mean, watch number 5 for Waianae. Well, you're not going to see it in the screen, but number 5 for Waianae, Robert Quijano, really bit on the option play, trying to take the pitchman out, and because he did that, a good 10-yard gain by the quarterback, Wong.
And there's a handoff going to number 44, Andres Manumaloluna. Hope I got that name correct. Getting a few yards down to about the 49-yard line of Waianae.
And on the screen, there you see Kealoa Bradley on the stop. Second down and about 4 yards to go.
Wong gets the handoff, drops. Now he runs with it around the left side, and he's brought down by number 45 for Waianae, Clemson Kalamau, with some help from Robert Quijano.
Nice job by Wong, just sort of ad-libbing. He dropped the snap, as you mentioned, and went around the left side. Very fortunate to get it back, but you notice the outside left side, the tackles, just really, for some reason, there was a lot of green out there, and it looked like the play may have originally gone on the right side.
Ball on a 44. Wong's got the ball again and goes up the middle with it. Gets a few yards up to about the 40-yard line. He's brought down.
Boy, he was brought down. He was dumped. Tried to hurdle over the pack off the option, off the right end. And he tried to hurdle over the pile. Boy, you talk about being submarine. He was brought down. He was torpedoed down.
Pick up a 4 yards, second down and 6. Handoff goes number 44, and he fumbles it. And he's picked up by Waianae. Andres Manumaloluna fumbled the ball. And it's picked up by Waianae. I didn't quite get the player who got that fumble recovery. Let's look at it on replay.
Yeah, let's watch the replay. And watch this. Maleluna. And look at that. The ball is stripped out. I think that was number 9. That may have been number 90, Eli Evai Malo, who stripped it out, and it was recovered by Winston Kiliikipi.
Okay, the handoff for Waianae. First time they've had the ball goes to number 23, Akinayo Kozanuski. Gets a few yards.
Kozanuski just gets hammered in the backfield. That's Puna Vendeloa there on the stop along on the double team. He got some help. Loss of 1 yard on the play.
Jared Jeremiah is the quarterback for Waianae, and a handoff gets a few more yards. Handoff going to number 23. Again, Koznuski.
Let's watch the Zippies replay. I mean, both teams are starting off. They're going to go run that option. Both teams, of course, run the option. But that time, it was the fake fullback dive and actually a give to the tailback. Picks up some moderate yardage. Actually only gained 1 on the play.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 to go. And a handoff kept by the quarterback over left side. again, Jeremiah gets a few yards, but not enough to get a first down, and Waianae will have to boot the ball.
Boy, both quarterbacks are playing pretty good as far as keeping the option is concerned. Let's watch the replay, Zippy's replay. Fake the dive by Jeremiah. Finds something a little bit on the left side and just tucks the ball under. I mean, he picked up minimal gain, but not bad, you know, considering the least amount of success Waianae has had on that last possession.
There's the punt, and it's comes down to about the 35, 36-yard line of Kahuku. They let it drop, and they'll take over from there. And let's see what Kahuku does on this series of downs, Kevin.
Well, the last time they had the ball, they found a way to move the ball, and Orlando Wong, the quarterback, just did an amazing job just trying to move the ball down the field. Although, granted, they did turn the ball over, but you got to remember, they were moving the ball.
There's a handoff to number 44, again, Manu Maluuna.
And watch the all-sport replay. Manu Maleuna, I'm going to get that name sooner or later, takes the fullback dive, and, you know, the last time he carried the ball, he fumbled, but Coach Reggie Torres showing you his confidence, giving the ball right back to him.
Wong again, this time he keeps it, and he's pursued in the backfield, and he gets away, and he's hit, and he drops the ball, and it goes out of bounds.
Boy, Clemson Calamao, that's not him, that's on the stop. That's Keola Bradley once again. But number 45, Clemson Calamao, should have had Orlando Wong in the backfield. He had him stopped, and Wong just simply broke the tackle. Here's the replay. There he is. There is Calamao. Should have really brought him down. That's a huge missed tackle. Wong gets away from another would-be defender and breaks away for very good yardage.
3rd down, 8 to go on a 43. And that's number 4, Lopaka Crow, trying to get rid of the ball. And there's a flag down.
Interesting call. That the flag was snapped, or the flag was thrown as soon as the play got started. This could be maybe something like offsides, or, well, looking at how the referee is talking to Bradley, Keola Bradley, it'll go against Kahuku, and Reggie Torres looking on. He's not too pleased.
Penalty decline. 4th down.
Penalty declined.
David Maialua, our head official.
There you see the Waianae head coach, Ronald Lopez. It'll be 3rd down and 3 to go on the 43-yard line of Kahuku.
Some indecision by the Waianae special teams. They're shuttling guys back and forth and back and forth. Now it looks like they're pretty much set.
Actually, they're punting. It's 4th down. I'm sorry. And he kicks the ball. And Waianae lets it bounce, and it's finally brought down by Kahuku on the Waianae 30-yard line, or close thereof. And that's where the Sea Riders will take over.
Well, let's see what kind of bag of tricks, or let's see what's in the playbook for Waianae coach Ronald Lopez. Looks like we got a stop-motion play. A ball boy ran on the field, and they were about to snap the ball, so he's off, and we're ready to go back to action.
20 men on the field. There goes a handoff to number 35 for Waianae, Duke Shimabukuro. Nice gain. Looks like he picked up a first down all the way down to the 43-yard line.
Well, watch here the GT Hawaiian Tel replay. You see the handoff. Actually, that's not Shimabukuro. That's Mose Tiolu. And Mose Tiolu just driving up the field, kind of looking like the older member of the Waianae JV.
And there the quarterback's brought down, Jeremiah, for a loss. It looks like of about 5 yards.
And for Kahuku, Kilo Naki bringing down Jeremiah. Here's the replay. And look at that. Great penetration by Naki, just coming in off the right side of that Kahuku line. Untouched.
Jeremiah handing the ball off on a to let's see who that is. I didn't see who that was for a short yardage. Number 65 for Waianae, Jake Kaliko.
Well, very unusual to see an offensive lineman carry the ball. Jake Kaliko, 5'7", 200-pound sophomore.
3rd down, 13 to go on the 41-yard line. Jeremiah hands off. Again, number 33, Mosi Tiolu. But that's not enough for a first down. And once again, Waianae will have to punt the ball.
Lincoln Manutai there on the stop for Kahuku. But you got to like the way so far that Tiolu is running the ball. That's the second time on this drive that he's really busted off of a semi-long run. And it's only going to be a matter of time before Waianae just breaks out and gets on the scoreboard.
Here's the punt. And it's a nice punt all the way back as it's bouncing. And, they tried to stop it before it gets to the goal line. Number 18 for Waianae, Clinton Kahuku.
And Kahuku, he managed to stop the ball right at the 1-inch line. Of course, that's where he caught it. That's where the mark is going to be. It's not like the college or the NFL where if you catch the ball and your momentum carries you into the end zone, that'll be a touchback. It's from where you touch the ball. And we've also got a penalty marker on the play. This is going to go against Kahuku for a block. This will be a personal foul against Kahuku. Interesting call.
Below the knees.
15 yards penalty.
This will be interesting as you watch a very unhappy Reggie Torres, but it's going to give Waianae a first down, so a very costly penalty committed by Kahuku. A very interesting call because, Waianae will get the ball back. Waianae will get the ball back, but, it's usually would be considered a post-possession foul, but because this is high school, it usually would be tacked on the before the possession.
Jeremiah hands off, and there's a fumble. And who has the ball? Kahuku has the ball. Number 55 for Kahuku, Kilonaki. And it doesn't make any difference anyway, Kevin. Kahuku gets the ball back.
And Kahuku, yeah, you're right. Kahuku will get the ball back, but they get it back on their own 35 instead of their own 1-yard line. That's Tiolu, and, we talked about some pretty good things about Tiolu, but there he gets stripped. Let's see, is the guy who stripped the ball. I can't see the number, but Kahuku gets it back. They're in great shape.
Long pitches out to number 54 for Kahuku. Safania Tupau, and there's a flag down on the play. Too bad. That was a pretty good gain.
White.
That's against Kahuku. A holding call.
Yeah, too bad. That was a very nice run for Kahuku. And, they got a good break on the previous play. Instead of having the ball at the 1-yard line, they got it at the 35. Now this holding penalty will push the ball back another 10 yards. And, of course, the ball is usually marked at the spot of the foul. So this is actually going to be about a 12-yard penalty.
They have to get to the 45 for a first down. And Wong pitches out again. Number 34, Kala Latusello, and he's brought down very quickly by number 5 for Waianae, Robert Quijano.
Great job by Robert Quijano, not biting on the play-action fake. Actually, they had that play-action or the fullback dive had me fooled for a little bit. Watch this. The pitch goes back to Latuselu. And look at that. Nice speed shown by the sophomore Quijano.
Wong hands off again. There's another fumble, and this time Wong gets it back. Handed off to his running back who dropped it. It goes back to Wong, and he recovers it.
Boy, this game has been absolutely a mess. I mean, we've seen penalties, fumbles. I believe Bill Lewis, our floor director, saying 5 fumbles so far. I mean, watch this. And look at that. The ball just popped. It pops out of the fullback. I think that was 41. Yeah, that was 41 for Waianae, who caused the strip Brian Crowley.
Wong's lucky to get the ball back. 3rd down and 32 to go on a 14. A handoff straight at the middle of 34, and he is stopped. Number 34 for Kahuku, Kalalatuselo, and he's stopped at number 88 for Waianae, Arona Malu.
Boy, Arona Malu makes a statement. You know, this was not a very good drive for Kahuku. Looked like they had some pretty good things going, recovering a fumble at the 35, and now they've just moved backward. Boy, and they lost 24 yards on this possession. 4th down and 34. They're going to have to punt now.
There's the snap on the ground. Wong kicks it up. It's a nice kick by Wong. And it's caught immediately by Waianae's Masu Tiolo again. And Waianae, to see Riders have a very good field position on about the, 45-yard line.
There you see the replay. The punt returner going down, but great hands. You didn't see it on the replay, but great hands showed by Orlando Wong scooping that ball out on a hop.
Actually on 38, Jeremiah pitches it out to number 23 for Waianae, Akanyano Kazanuski again, getting a few yards.
The second time Kozaniewski has taken the ball on the option pitch. This time they go to the left side. Kahuku's defense has just been about as swarming as Waianae's has been. You know, Waianae has really not broken off the big play yet. And in fact, both teams have not surrendered any plays longer than 15 yards in this game so far.
Jeremiah hands up straight up the middle to number 25, Atoni Kikahuna, and he is wrapped up at the line for little yardage, if any.
And this game, you know, has really had a lot of defense. Of course, you know, this is the junior varsity level. You know, they're not going to be expected to put up such big numbers because basically, as you look at the tackler for Kahuku, that's Loa Morosco, but as you watch the replay, but as I was going back to saying, and the first quarter comes to end, this is really not a league where you're going to put up the big points. This is basically like a farm club, you know, in Major League Baseball, where you've got your AAA, your AA, your single A, and your rookie leagues. The junior varsities are basically like the farm level clubs, and they're really preparing themselves for the next level, and that we're talking about the varsity level.
Well, we have a change in quarters here. Get a fresh 10 minutes for the second quarter coming up. There you see the cheerleaders for Waianae.
And of course, you know, for the junior varsity cheerleaders, anytime they get a chance to get on the big jumbotron, they're gonna wave to the camera a little bit.
Oh yeah. Waianae has the ball on about 35-yard line. And Jeremiah throws the ball and it's complete to number 11, Joseph Valdez. And he gets a first down and a nice pass play, Kevin.
I'll tell you, Mike, Joseph Valdez, I mean, he makes a nice catch, but what was the defensive back for Kahuku thinking? I mean, he just stood there. I think what may have happened is he may have not realized it was a pass play. Let's watch Jeremiah as he lofts it down the field, and watch the Kahuku defensive back. He may have thought that this pass may have been overthrown. You don't see the defensive back, but he just stood there and acted like, what happened? Instead of, you know, stopping him right at the spot of the catch, they get another 5 yards.
Yeah, a handoff. Jeremiah keeps the ball, goes up the left side all the way down to about the 8-yard line. And looks like it'll be goal to goal for Waianae, knocking on the Kahuku door.
PJ Montague on the stop, but watch this. Now the offensive forces for the Junior C Riders are starting to click right now. Big play by Jeremiah on the option keeper to the left side.
Looks like they're opening it up. Jeremiah hands fake handoff. Now he pitches off number 23 for Waianae. Again, that's Kazanuski. Gets a few yards, but not much.
Boy, and Kozaniewski comes up with a great one-handed catch on the pitch. I mean, it's amazing that he just didn't fumble the ball. I mean, look at this one-handed catch, and there, I mean, he would have been taken out. Kavika Kubota, number 86, was there to almost put the hammer on Mr. Kozinski.
Hitting pretty good after he caught the ball, and he held on to it.
It's amazing that he held on.
Yeah. There's a handoff up the middle. Again to Kozinski. Again, not too many yards.
Well, you know, nothing is really working for Waianae if they try to go up the middle or try to go off tackle. I mean, nothing has really worked for them. Waianae has found a lot of success on the outside, on the perimeter. I mean, watch the replay. I mean, look, they find you have decent holes by Waianae's the right side of the line, but Kahuku's defense is just so quick and swarming. They're there to close it up right away.
3rd down and 11 to go. Jeremiah pitches out, a long pitch out. Again, that looks like Kanuski getting the ball again, and he is immediately brought down by number 6 for Kahuku, Daniel Mapu.
And I tell you, Jason Jeremiah has really flirted with disaster on this drive. It's the second time that he's made a dangerous pitch like that. I mean, look how late this pitch is. And I tell you, Kozinski nearly loses his life the second time that he's had to catch the pitch and bracing for impact at the same time. I mean, Jeremiah is really taking some awful chances out there on this particular drive.
Mapu, who could have almost got in position to intercept that. Now there's a timeout on the field for Waianae. I want to talk this over. And the score here in the second period is no score. There you see the score. No score. 7:29 left in the second quarter. And we'll be back in a minute. Well, here we have the 6th Annual Building Trades Council, the 1996 Football Classic. That would be played Friday, December 13th, 1996, here in Aloha Stadium at 7:30 p.m.
This is the traditional annual All-Star game. And, you know, for the last couple of years, Mike, I've talked with Anahola, Joe Pahukula. I would love to see them bring some of the neighbor island kids because they've got some great players. And the biggest standout is that kid, Sean Jardine, from Waimea High School on Kauai.
Okay, Waianae is going for a field goal. And not much loft on that kick. That was number 18, Clinton Kawapoki. And I don't know if he didn't get much foot on that or what. Maybe his foot slipped. I'm not sure, but he didn't have much on that kick.
But you notice on the kick there, you see Kavika Kubota there, who actually blocked it. But that was not the prettiest of kicks too. I mean, the field goal kicker. I mean, he's got so much loft underneath the kick. I mean, he kicked the tee. If you get a chance, folks, go ahead, rewind the tape. The field goal kicker kicks the tee, and that's why the ball didn't have much loft to it.
Oh, he's trying to kick the ball and the tee over the bar. Try to get a double.
Good theory.
Not really. Anyway, Kahuku takes over on about the 2-yard line, their own 2-yard line. And Wong hands off to number 44, and he's stopped in the end zone.
Well, they're gonna say the forward progress of Manu Maleuna was stopped at around the 1-yard line. Although he was brought down in the end zone, his forward progress was stopped at the 1-yard line, so no safety.
Very, very fortunate.
Well, let's watch the replay. Obviously, the forward progress is at the 1-yard line. Waianae thinks they have a safety, and you see the ball come out a little bit, but well after the play had been whistled.
2nd 10 to go again on a 2-yard line. Wong barks signals, and then Waianae jumps across the line. Let's see if they were pulled off or not.
Yeah, I think the left side of the Waianae line jumped into the neutral zone.
Looked like the signals barked by Wong.
Encroachment on offense.
Well, Mike, I'm 0 for 1 tonight. I'm very curious about that call. Wouldn't mind seeing a replay on that. I swore I saw the left side of that Waianae line jump into the neutral zone, but apparently the referee saw it the other way.
Yeah, I thought Wong, his head was bouncing back and forth. He just pulled him off on his voice. 2nd 11 going to 1 now. And now what's happening?
The play clocks indicate 16 seconds left. This will not be delay of game. Probably maybe illegal procedure against Kahuku.
On the offense.
Now you heard it from head referee David Maula. Dead ball foul.
But you look at where the ball is spotted, Mike, and this is as close as you can get without being a safety. Look at the ball. Well, you can't see the ball, but trust me, folks, the ball is, millimeters away from the end line.
Wong fakes a handoff, comes down the right side, gets a couple of yards. That's about it. That's about all he could do, I guess.
Now look at Wong. Does this game mean anything? He's out there and he's talking smack to the Waianae defense. Here's the replay. Nice job on the fullback dive to the fake, and a good job by Waianae's number 44. That's Kili'ikipi, Winston Kili'ikipi, to bring him down. I tell you, Wong had the option of going to the pitch man. Had he pitched it back, I think he would have gotten a little bit more yardage on the play. Instead of it only ends up being about a 2-yard pickup.
Okay, now the ball's on the 2-yard line. 3rd and 9 to go. Wong back to pass. He throws over the middle, and it's caught and dropped. Well, he had it in his hands anyway. Number 84 for Waianae, Ronald Mahihai Jr.
Well, nice job. As you watch the All-Sport replay, I believe that was Adam Kammerer. He just simply dropped the ball, and there you see on the defense, Shannon Kiokitelis there on defense, but just very fortunate, actually. He was not in good position to make a defensive play. The receiver should have caught that ball.
Wong will be the punter for Waianae, deep in their territory. He's kicking out of his own end zone, and it's caught by number 33 and dropped, and now brought up the middle by number 33 of Waianae, Mozu Tiolu, again. And good field position, Kevin, for Waianae.
Mike, how many times have we seen the ball being put on the carpet tonight? That, I believe, is the 6th time that we've seen the ball hit the turf. And then watch this. The ball goes down again. That's Tiolu, and he just simply drops it. Boy, what can you say? Waianae is really lucky that they have not suffered a major turnover yet.
A handoff by Jeremiah. Jeremiah keeps the ball. And nothing doing there.
Good job by P.J. Matagi to trip him up behind the line of scrimmage. There you see Mr. P.J. Mr. Matagi is a 5'11", 172-pound sophomore linebacker.
Ooh.
He'll be on the varsity next year.
Pretty good size.
And of course, as I mentioned, the junior varsity is a feeder program, and next year for Kahuku varsity, they've got to do a massive rebuilding job. We'll talk about that later.
Jeremiah fakes the handoff, keeps it again, and he may have dropped the ball again. He did drop it. And Kahuku's saying they have it, and they do have it. Number 95 for Kahuku, Jerome Heder, gets the fumble, another one.
The second time Waianae has done it. And back in the first quarter, they had the ball at around the 35-yard line in prime position to punch the ball into score. They fumbled that opportunity. This time they fumble it once again inside Kahuku territory, and Jeremiah just simply loses the football. It was nothing that the Kahuku defender was doing to reach in to slap the ball away. He just lost it.
Wong and some jumping. I'll correct it. That's not Wong in there. At quarterback, that's Lopaka Crow. And there's some jumping on the Kahuku side.
Dead ball fall, illegal procedure on the white. First
Kevin, the torrential rainpour last night, I was talking to one of our directors who's down on the field, and he says it's like a sponge down there. Could it have an effect on the fumbles right now?
It may be the case, because you notice a lot of the balls are not being stripped out. It's just a matter, a lot of it are, the ball is just slipping out. The rain could be a problem, although it was not really a problem this morning.
Okay, the handoff going number 31 for the Red Raiders. Leonard Peters gets a few yards, but not too much.
There you see Winston Kili'ikipi on the stop. Quarterback change in for Kahuku. That's number 4, Lopaka Kroll, as he's into the game for Orlando Wong. I'd like to see the decision, that coaching decision. I'm not sure if this is a rotating quarterback thing or...
Well, he was in there earlier. And looks like the second time he's been in there. Crowd still calling the signals. He's back to pass, and he fires down the right sideline for Wong, and it's well over his head. Nothing doing there.
Lopaka Kroll has got quite an arm. He's got a lot better arm than Orlando Wong does. There you see That is Orlando Wong there. So both cornerbacks are in the game. This time they lined Orlando Wong out and split to the far side. But Lopaka Crow, who's in, looks like he's got a much stronger arm than the starter Orlando Wong does. I mean, look at this. He overthrows Wong by about a good 10-15 yards down the field.
Lopaka Crow, a 5'11", 173-pound freshman. Looking pretty good today. He's back and he throws. Again, overthrowing his receiver. Looks like number 25 for Kahuku, T.C. Thompson.
And Lopaka Kroll that time showed you that he has a little zip on his delivery. Watch the replay. Although, granted, the ball is overthrown, but look how fast it gets to the inside and the hitch pattern to the receiver for Thompson. But that ball got there with a lot of velocity. And this guy could be a throwing quarterback for Kahuku in the future. Hey, maybe something that the Kahuku JV and their Coach Levy may think about in the future. Who knows?
Wong kicks the ball. It looks like it might have been partially hit there, and it's brought down by number 33 for the Sea Riders, Mosi Tiolu, at the 50-yard line. With 3:35 left here in the second quarter and no score.
Well, Waianae they've had chance after chance so far in this first half, and basically, they've not done anything with it. They turned the ball over twice inside Kahuku territory. This is maybe the final shot for them to get this ball into the end zone.
Jeremiah, a little swing pass out to Kizanuski again. And again, not much going on that play.
They're going to call that a lateral, and we got a penalty marker back in the Kahuku secondary. They're talking to the Waianae side. This may go against the Red Raiders.
Illegal participation on white.
Well, it is going against the Red Raiders.
Illegal participation is the call. Too many men on the field for Kahuku. I tell you, Kahuku is giving Waianae golden opportunity. There you saw Coach for Kahuku, Torres. Third time tonight that Waianae has taken the ball inside Kahuku territory, but they have no points to show for it.
Jeremiah pitches out. Look at Januski again. He gets down close to about the 25-yard line. That may be close to a first down.
Watch the replay. Kozaniewski to the outside on the pitch. And if I'm Waianae, you've had no success absolutely running it over the center, running it between the tackles. A lot of their success has come on the outside. If I was Waianae, I would continue with running the ball outside on the toss sweeps as play stops, penalty markers on the play. And this one may go against Waianae. Or maybe not.
Well, they're walking toward the Kahuku end. 5 yards.
I'm 0 for 2 today, Mike.
You'll pick up.
I'm 0 for 2. I tell you, I gotta stop doing all these guessing. But if I was Kahuku, I would try to run it outside the perimeter. When they're finding a lot of success, they're just out-quicking Kahuku to the outside. I mean, forget about this fullback dive. Just keep it on the outside, and they're going to do it again.
1st and 10, a pitch out. It looks like Kanuski again. He is smothered by Red Raiders for a loss.
One of the guys there on the play, there you see Kilonaki, but also 99, Pupi Toelupe was there on the stop. And this is really just one of the very few times that Kahuku has managed to stop Waianae on the pitch out.
Looks like he ran into Rafferty Opataya. Jeremiah hands off again. No, this is number 33 for Waianae, Mosi Tiolu, and he again is stuffed pretty quick.
Well, trying to keep the Red Raider defense honest, faking the pitch, the toss pitch, and then giving it on the inside draw to Tiolu. But once again, Waianae's defense too quick, and they're very, very intelligent, keeping their eyes on the football. It's third down and about 18 yards to go. Under a minute 30 left to play in the first half, Mike.
On the 29-yard line, Jeremiah swings it out and throws it to number 33 for Waianae. Again, Mosey Tiolu, and he makes a nice run all the way down to about the 2-3 yard line of Kahuku, and this might be the moment Waianae's been waiting for to break through in this game.
Mike, absolutely brilliant call on third down. Kahuku has just been so aggressive on the defensive side that Coach Ronald Lopez decides, hey, let's throw a screen pass. They did, and look at this. Look at all the white shirts that were out there to block, and there you see a nice touchdown saving tackle by Kahuku. I believe that is number 5, Loa Morosco. Can't get any confirmation on the tackler, but he saved a touchdown. Great call on third down and long, because Kahuku's defense has just been so swarming, so aggressive, as you watch some of our Waianae fans here. An excellent time to call a screen pass.
Really fooled him. Absolutely.
And it's times like that when you realize that you've got the defense, guessing, it was a great call, a chess match going on, basically, a mind games going on between Ronald Lopez and Reggie Torres.
Looks like we have a timeout. Waianae took a timeout, discuss what they want to do down here. And you see him coming back out.
Well, they got a minute 11 left. Ball first and goal at the 3-yard line. Basically, they can just give this ball. They've still got one timeout left, and they can always line up really quickly. Wishbone formation by Waianae.
Jeremiah calling the signals. He hands straight up the middle to number 44, Winston Kiliipi. No, that's not right. Let's get that right. Kiliikipi. Did I get that right, Kevin?
That's right, Winston Kiliikipi.
Well, he got near the goal line. That was a nice run, but he was stopped short of the goal line.
Well, this time Waianae, once again, trying to go up the middle. Not a bad call on this situation, because they've had so much success running it through the outside. Number 5, again, that's Loa Morosco, who made the stop. Once again, here comes the wishbone.
2nd and 1. Jeremiah keeps in, goes over the right side for a touchdown. We finally have a score in this game.
6-0 as Waianae takes the lead. Good call. You went with the fullback dive on one play, and then you come right back and you do with the quarterback option, and Jeremiah just takes it in for the 6.
6-0 Waianae going for the extra point.
That's Ikuni Pave, number 81.
Snap, kick is up. Doesn't look like it's good. It's not good.
No good. Off to the right. So for Iukuni Pave, boy, he had a field goal blocked already, missed as an extra point. But the good news for the Sea Riders, the junior Sea Riders, they are on the scoreboard 6-0. Let's watch the OIA JV Championship replay again. Look at the massive size of the hole. Good block thrown by number 33, Tiolu, to spring Jeremiah into the end zone for the touchdown. 34 seconds left to play in the first half. Waianae JV cheerleaders have something to celebrate about, and also their marching band.
Yeah, that's a pretty good band. I like that. And Waianae kicks it off. And it's a dribbler. Bounces in front of number 1 for Kahuku, who has some open running room, still running up the middle. That's Rocky Allo, and he gets down to about the 50-yard line. And 24 seconds left here in the first half. And Kahuku has a little bit of time to do something, but not a whole lot.
Well, there's Pave running off the field. Well, Rocky Allo says, well, you guys scored a touchdown. I'm going to take this kick right up the gut. I'm going to run it to midfield, and I'm going to put my team in a great opportunity to score. Granted, they've got 24 seconds left, but, the quarterback, the last time we saw him, Kroll, has a great arm, but, looks like they switched quarterbacks again, and Orlando Wong has come in, and I believe he may have fumbled the snap.
I believe you're correct, Kevin. And
that's big number 79 to Ufuli Masoe. On the recovery, 16 seconds left, and Kahuku burns a timeout.
He's a big man, 5'9", 235-pound sophomore.
Well, what are they feeding these guys on the North Shore? It seems like year after year. I mean, they've got a mammoth size college size offensive line, and it goes back, to last year in the varsity level for Kahuku, and they've had guys like Faseo Mailo and Ose Masoy. They've had huge offensive lines. It must be that North Shore poi or something like that. Huh?
You think so? Maybe it's the water up there.
Or maybe it's just good cattle. Good beef there.
On a 49-yard line, Wong swings out, still swinging out, and he's still running. He's running backwards. Now he's running to his right, down the right side of the field, keeping the ball all the way. He gets down to about the 46-yard line, 5 seconds left here in the first half.
Oh boy, impressive by Wong. There you see the Waianae defender on the stop. That's Bradley. Boy, we've called Mr. Keola Bradley's name a lot here on the defense for Waianae. But look at this. Orlando Wong just shows you his athletic ability. Runs to the left, cuts back, goes against the grain to the right side, gets a key block, as you just saw right there on your TV screens, runs out of bounds with 5 seconds left. Kahuku's got to go to the end zone here.
Wong back and throws it down the middle, long pass, and it's caught by 25 for Kahuku. T.C. Thompson for a Red Raider touchdown.
That is inexcusable. Absolutely inexcusable on the final play. 53-yard pass play from Orlando Wong to T.C. Thompson. Where was the free safety on the play? Usually you'll have 3 deep safeties playing back at the 20. That's just simply inexcusable, Mike.
Kicking for Kahuku for the extra point, Bo Sabagala kicks it up, and it's blocked. And it's being pursued, but the play's dead. It was blocked. And we have a tie game here, Kevin. 6-6. What a play at the end of the half.
Boy, an exciting last play, and that's a play Kahuku needed. They needed a big play to get back into this ballgame, and so we're tied at 6. Boy, Mike, if the game is going to end like this with 2 touchdowns in the last minute and a half, we're going to be in for an exciting finish for the second half of this OIA Junior Varsity Championship game.
Well, it certainly is with our first half scores. You see it in this JV OIA Championship game. Kahuku 6, Waianae 6. Looks good for a second half. And I'm Mike Nelson, Kevin Hashiro, Bill Lewis, our director. See you the second half.
Welcome back live to Aloha Stadium. Second half football of the JV Championship between Waianae and Kahuku. The score is tied 6-6. We have Waianae at the 47-yard line of Kahuku, a third down and 4 yards to go for a first down. Opening drive of the second half. Jeremiah fake, has a man open on the right side, completed to number 85, the tight end. Rios, pickup of a good 15 yards and a first down for Waianae.
Good play-action fake that time by Jeremiah. Here's another look at it. He faked to the fullback, bought himself a couple extra seconds, quick drop, finds his man. Good hands there by the big guy, number 85, Reese.
Brought down by number 96, A.J. Fetuli, 5'7", 148-pound freshman. And we have a timeout, Kahuku. Brandon, just before the ending of the first half, we had a big play by Kahuku. They were down 6-0. A bomb from their quarterback, Wong, was a big play. Last play of the first half to tie the score, and that could be a big factor in the second half with momentum. What do you think?
Well, it was a blown coverage. I mean, there were, maybe 5-6 seconds left to go on the clock. You've got to cover the deep receivers. And Thompson was just wide open, right over the field. Wong got it to him. It was a beautiful pass. But the safety should have been deep to cover that. That's the only way they were going to score.
You're right. So Waianae let it slip out of their hands in the first half. Could have gone in leading 6-0 here in the JV Championship. You see the Waianae coaching staff. Jeremiah getting his offense ready at the 28-yard line. Hand off straight up the middle to number 33, Tiolo, short gain of maybe 1 yard. Kahuku coming up with a big defensive stand there.
Tiolo short gain that time, but Gerald, if you remember, on Waianae's last drive, their scoring drive, he had a great run. Here's what sets up that play action pass. They give it to Tiolo, so next time Jeremiah can try the play action, give himself some more time as he did with the first down reception just a couple plays ago.
You're right, would be a good call, play action pass. Jeremiah coming up over center, 28-yard line again. Sweep left, big hole. He's out into the open, 10-5, touchdown. Big run. Kozoniski, pitch to the left. Jeremiah just a straight power sweep, cut back in for a long touchdown, 28 yards, and gives Waianae the lead, 12-6.
Kozoniski, he's the guy that Waianae counts on to get outside. He's been taking a lot of pitches in the first half. That time we saw a great display of speed on his part.
Great display of speed. You're right, Brandon. And looks like Waianae is going to go for 2 to go up by 7. Excuse me, go up by 8. Option, keeps it. Jeremiah looks like he got there, but it looks like they called it no. Came up short. Jeremiah with an option left comes up short. Good defensive play by Kahuku.
Well, they like to run Jeremiah down at the goal line. Jeremiah had the touchdown for Waianae in the first half on a very similar play. Here's another look at it. Jeremiah very fleet of foot. Rather, this is the touchdown, excuse me. Just grease lightning right through the defensive safeties. A couple defenders got a hand on him, but couldn't wrap him up, Gerald.
Showed some power as well as some speed, as you see here, with 7:46 left in the third quarter. Waianae 12, Kahuku 6. Like earlier in the first half, when Kevin was saying to Mike that both teams have big offensive lines, that they could be playing varsity, and they're like the ILH St. Louis. They have a tradition from JV to varsity, and they're good at it. Here's the kickoff, received by number 1 for Kahuku Alo. He finds a seam. He may go all the way, got one man to beat. 25-20, he's gone. Kahuku finds the seam on a kickoff. Alo with a big kickoff return. And what momentum swinging action we have here in the JV championship, Brandon.
Alo, he's a freshman this year, Gerald. 5'11", 165-pound freshman. And he's making an impression here in this championship game.
What a big run. It must be exciting for a freshman to play here at Aloha Stadium on a carpet. You know, the Kahuku coaching staff you see right there. Got to be excited. Right back in a ball game. 2 big plays for Kahuku. One at the ending of the first half, and here to get the first. It's a fake. He's rolling right. Crowell looking for Alo, knocked down. Good defensive play by number 30 for Waianae.
That appeared to be a designed 2-point attempt.
Yes, I think it was.
Here's another look at it, Gerald.
Here's the kickoff touchdown, Brandon.
Alo just weaving his way through the defense. There's one guy that can catch him. Alo takes the outside move, finds the sideline, and 81 gets burned.
Showing some speed once he hit the sideline. Great run. Exciting for the freshman.
There's Iukini Pave, who had the last opportunity at Alo.
See Waianae deep man.
There's Tiolo.
As well as Kozoniski. And we got number 42 for Kahuku. Teeing it up. Sabagala. And here's the kickoff. Received by Kozoniski at the 13. Straight up to me. He got a seam. All the way out to the 44-yard line. Both teams with great run backs, Brandon.
Exciting returns here in this beginning of this second half. We're seeing a lot of speed on both units here. There's Kozuniski. He's got Tiolo right in front of him. And they had a nice little wedge built in the middle.
Pierce with a big tackle for Kahuku. 5'4", 146 sophomore. Jeremiah straight up the middle again with no gain. Kahuku read down. Tiolo going nowhere.
That's another one of those quick hitters we were talking about earlier. We've seen Jeremiah use the play action, and this is the kind of play that sets it up, puts another ace in the deck for him.
Waianae known for their traps, quick hitting, holds, picks up some big games. Their varsity football teams that plays the same way. Jeremiah coming up center at his own 44-yard line. Quick snap. I don't know what happened there. Looked like only the center was ready for that snap. And Jeremiah gets buried back at the 35.
Well, we saw a lot of Waianae players just standing around, so we might have had an early snap by the center, which caught all of the other offensive players off guard.
Except the Kahuku front.
No.
And they was on Jeremiah.
They had their eyes on that football.
First in there, number 54 for Kahuku, Tupo'u. Number 55, Naki. It was all there. The whole front four was there. Jeremiah straight back to pass. It's going to be a screen out here to the left. Got some room. Makes one move. Picks up about maybe close to 12 yards. Come up short. Actually about 14 yards.
Jeremiah with very little time to throw the ball. They had the screen set up. But they needed 16 yards for the first down, and a lot of times this play isn't going to get that for you.
They had a big screen in the first half. They got them down inside the 5-yard line, and Waianae ended up scoring after that big screen play, and they tried to get that again from the Waianae coaching staff. See Jeremiah leaning up at the 48-yard line, straight dive off the right side. Big number 44 gets the hand up. Kelly Kipi picks up the first down for Waianae. He's listed as a linebacker, 165 sophomore, but he comes in as the fullback.
Well, 4th down and 1. They decide to go for it. Waianae taking a gamble here. Score is tied at 12 here in the third quarter, and they go for a 4th down gamble, and pays off for him, Gerald.
Daniel Mapu with the tackle, their defensive back, 6'2", 170 sophomore. Jeremiah up over center again. Fumble.
Good bounce back to Jeremiah that time.
He'll lose about 3-4 yards back to his 48-yard line. Jeremiah had a bad exchange between him and Tuiolu. And he, like you said, good bounce.
Looked like he was dribbling a basketball. Just came right back up at him.
See there? Loa Marasco, linebacker, 5'11", 190-pound sophomore, one of the spearheads for the Kahuku Red Raiders linebacker core. Jeremiah coming up over center, I formation, and the tight end jumps off sides. Just a little bit excited there, number 85, Olin Rios, tight end, 5'7", 160, freshman.
Encroachment. I love it.
So a couple of mistakes by Waianae. Jeremiah fumbled the snap. Then we've got a false start.
See Jeremiah leaning up his core, following number 65, his center, Kaliko. Jeremiah over center, I formation again. And I think we have defensive encroachment, as you saw below on your bottom part of the screen. Number 95 header for Kahuku jumps offside, so that will give back Waianae the 5 that they lost.
Dead ball fall, encroachment on the defense, 5 yards.
I tell you what, I thought he got back before they snapped the football.
I think with the rule now, but Brandon, is if you're in the zone, it's called encroachment, they'll throw the flag. It's not if you're back before the ball is centered. High school football is if you're in the zone, they call that offsides or illegal procedure. Jeremiah straight back to pass. Looks like another flat pass out here to Kozowinski, and he gets buried in the tackle there, number 53 for Kahuku Ava. The initial hit, and number 95 header. Kahuku read that play. It was like a kind of semi-screen, but Kozowinski was out there all by himself, and Kahuku with good defense.
Good job defensively by Kahuku. That big number 95, Jerome Header, has been a factor in the last several plays, limiting Jeremiah with a good pass rush.
Jeremiah straight back. Kozowinski was on a, and he's looking for Kozowinski down the sideline. He has him. He's going to score. Nope. Down at the 1-yard line. His knees hit at the 1. His knee hit the 1 at the 1 before he went in, but Jeremiah with a great lead pass down the right sideline. Big play. Waianae is inside the 2-yard line. First and goal.
Well, he had a defender draped on his back. There we go again. Just a tremendous amount of speed. Gets outside despite the double coverage. There he's dragging a player. Tried to reach over the goal line.
Mapu with that tackle, saving touchdown tackle. Jeremiah over center. Kozaninski, right side over the big right side between the tackle and guard. Touchdown.
Well, we've seen a lot of scoring here to begin the second half.
Exciting second half.
Here's another look at the touchdown. Just the offensive line just had a good push up front.
Speaking of that, number 63, Rafferty Opataia. What a big block to open up that hole for Kozaninski as he just cracked down from his left side. Jeremiah for the 2-point conversion, handing off to Tiolu, comes up short again. So both teams scoring but not making an extra point. That could be a big factor here in the second half.
A lot of big plays this second half, and we've seen speed has been the number one factor. A lot of defense in the first half, and here we've got some explosive players stepping forward. Here's another look at the 2-point attempt.
Just trying to follow his big offensive line with lead block by Kozaninski, and the Kahuku defense stepped up again. As you see the Waianae cheerleaders having something to cheer about as their Waianae Sea Riders are up 18-12. 3 minutes, 18 seconds left in the third quarter as you get teed up here. Kickoff, bounces to the 35 and falls. Kahuku receiver fell, number 34, Latuselu, 5'10", 161-pound freshman, just tripped up from the ghost of the Aloha Stadium carpet.
Low liner, and he just slipped and decided not to try anything fancy, which oftentimes is a good decision.
As you see Reggie Torres, the Kahuku head coach, they're down again. They came up with 2 big plays just before the first half, and then here in the third quarter, see if they can answer the call. See Wong over center, straight back, rolls left. He'll tuck it in, breaks 1 tackle, breaks a couple of tackles, picks up 11 yards over the 41-yard line on a first down.
Wong is he's their running quarterback. He's the quarterback. A lot of times they'll rely on the option. In the first half, we also saw another quarterback for Kahuku, Crowell, who's more of their passing quarterback. Here's Wong, dodging defenders, leaping, then runs into one of his own.
Wong at the 41, straight handoff, big number 44, over the 50-yard line into Waianae territory, down at the 41-yard line of Waianae. Big number 44, Manu Malauna, running back 5'6", 220-pound sophomore. And look at this.
He's a load.
You can say that again. A rhino from the backfield. And he picks up big yardage and a first down. Wong coming over center at his 41. I formation. To the deep back, going left. Breaks 1 tackle. Fumble. Man, it sure looked like the referee kind of kicked that ball out of bounds. Got a little bit excited, threw the flag, and then kind of with his left foot kicked it out of bounds. But looks like they're going to be calling it back, holding on the wide receiver out there. As Alu got around, picked up 5 yards, but it'll be coming back. Head referee talking to the Waianae captain, Bradley. Bradley, linebacker, 5'9", 150-pound sophomore. See head coach Ronald Lopez of Waianae wondering what's going on. But a big penalty against Kahuku. Yelling some instruction. Yeah, here's the call.
We got clip on white. First down.
It's a clipping call. So Kahuku will have the ball right at the 50-yard line. Wong with I formation, Alo deep back. Play action pass. Looking right, rolls right, throws it upfield, has a man open, comes up short. Looking for number 21, Eldoretz. And he just threw it short down in the middle of the field.
Well, Wong wasn't able to step into that pass. Here's another look at it. Wong, a nice job with the play action, then rolls out, and he was just totally off balance when he let go of the football.
You're right. If he could have squared off, maybe he could have got the ball to Eldoretz, but he came up short. Wong, again, from his 50, second down and 19. Keeps it on an option, tucks into the middle. Ooh. Picks up about 4 yards, bring up third down and about 15.
Clinton Kaupuiki gave him the stick that time.
Talk about a stick is right.
Wong working the option. He gets outside. There's number 18, puts the helmet right in his chest.
Wong, straight back, loses the handle, gets rushed, tucks it up, and gets hit at the 40. Big hit again by number 55 for Waianae. Bradley in on a stop, as well as 45.
Well,
Mao.
On third down and 14, you're asking a lot of your quarterback. He's got to get that ball downfield.
Especially when you had Ivo Malu in a backfield before you even could set up for the pass. So they bring up fourth down from the Waianae 40-yard line and back to punt for Kahuku. Is Wong the quarterback, and he's punting and receiving at the 7-yard line. Kozaniski fumbles, and he gets buried inside his 5, back at the 4-yard line.
Another muffed kick. We've seen it in the first half, and also here, just lack of concentration.
Excuse me, I said Kozaniski was Tiolu on that fumble.
Fortunately for Waianae, the ball didn't squirt away from Tiolu.
Would have gave Kahuku a big first down inside the 5, down 18-12 with 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jeremiah deep back. Kozaniski coming off on the left side, picks up about maybe 7 yards out to the 11-yard line. Actually 6 yards, so bring up second down and 4 at their own 11-yard line with 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The score, Waianae 18, Kahuku 12. Jeremiah over center again at his own 11. Deep back again, Kozaniski goes to the right side and stopped by the Kahuku defense on the left side. Linebackers and defensive tackle. And that'd be the last play of the third quarter. See number 5 for Kahuku making a stop, Marasco. 5'11", 190 sophomore.
There's another look at it. Kozaniski trying to get outside, and it's a good thing he held on to that football. A lot of Kahuku Red Raiders reaching in for it, and we've got to switch ends here to start this fourth quarter.
We just saw there just a quick flash of the score, 18-12 Waianae, as we're back live again here. Moving from left to right on your screen. West to east. North to south as Waianae. We see the Kahuku cheerleaders as they're getting their defense ready here in the fourth quarter. Jeremiah from his own 11. Saw the guard stand up from his guard position, so that should be bringing them back unless they're going to call encroachment against Kahuku, and sure looks like they're going to do that.
On white, 5 yards.
So that's the rule. If you're in the zone and the offensive lineman moves, you're going to get called for the encroachment call instead of being able to get back. See, the Kahuku coach, Reggie Torres, didn't like that call. Jeremiah over center again from his own 15. Hand off to the, actually option, keeps it past, tosses out to Kozaninski. Picks up about 6 yards. Tackled by number 54 for Kahuku, Tupou.
Here it is. It's a good fake to the up back. Then Jeremiah gets it outside. But the defense had outside coverage that time. Plenty of red and white jerseys.
Matagi in the tackle too. Jeremiah over center again at his own 22. Option again, keeps it, goes nowhere. And we have a face mask. A 76 came in and make the stop. Vendiola, 5'7", 186 sophomore, and he may be called for face mask at the end of that play.
Waianae was back deep near their end zone, and a couple of mistakes by the Kahuku defense.
Face mask on the defense.
Wasn't intentional. It just happened. He was making a tackle. His hand came down. Got hooked onto the face mask, and that'll be a big first down for Waianae. Like you said, they were pinned back inside the 10-yard line. Couple of penalties. Has hurt Kahuku Red Raiders, giving Waianae good field position outside their own 37. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their 37. Jeremiah over center again. I formation again. Sweep left. Kozaninski has a block out there. Breaks a tackle. Picks up about 14 yards and a first down into Kahuku territory, just at about the 49-yard line.
That was Tiolu that gave him the great block on the outside that sprung him loose. Here's a look at it. Let's see if we can see number 33 here. There he is. There's Tiolu. Great block on number 15. Receivers blocking as well. The Waianae offense is in sync here.
So it'll be 1st and 10, 50-yard line. Jeremiah over center. I formation, man in motion. Sweep right. Kozaninski again. Kahuku read that play. Picked up only 1 yard as number 86 for Kahuku. First initial tackle. Kubota comes in and makes the hit. 5'7", 135-pound freshman. Then the rest of his fellow Red Raider defense comes up to put the stops for a short gain.
Here's another look at it in our sprint replay. Kozanuski. Not a lot of room that time. But it's...
Back to live. Front man. First man through the hole. Big Tuyola picks up some big yardage.
And Gerald, what we're seeing here could be a championship drive.
Right.
For the Waianae junior varsity squad.
Tiolo, the workman there on that play, 5'7", 145-pound sophomore. Touchdown saving tackle by number 26, Pierce. But like you said, could be the championship drive.
Gets through the arms of several defenders. Spun down by one of the safeties.
Jeremiah at his own 25. Option, first man through, Tiola.
Penalties.
Picked up a short gain, and you've seen the yellow flags come flying through on your screen. I think where that flag was thrown, probably a holding call against Waianae, and that'll be a big call.
Got a personal foul on the offense.
Well, it was on Waianae, Gerald.
Personal foul. Let's see Jeremiah, the leader for Waianae. Offense. 5'7", 135-pound sophomore. And Waianae, at this time of the game, taking control over the ground, but this big penalty. Called illegal use of their hands on offense, so Waianae be pushed back outside their 30 to their 33-yard line. Jeremiah over center again. I formation, man in motion. Pave. And then we got both sides jumping again. So right now, penalties playing a big factor in this game. Kahuku gave them good field position, and Waianae taking it right back
First down.
by giving up. That's 20 yards in 2 plays in penalties just now for Waianae.
Well, the Kahuku defense got things rolling here for Waianae. Waianae near scoring position. A couple of mistakes on their part.
Let's bring up first down and 23 from the 38-yard line. Jeremiah over center, man in motion, sweep left. And Kahuku all over him. First initial hit for Kahuku, 55, knock it. Defensive line, 6 foot, 190-pound sophomore. And then the rest of his linebacker are coming in to make the other stop, as you see there. Knocking.
And here we're going to see a defense. This is exactly what they need to start doing here to snuff out this drive and force Waianae to punt. Now it's second down and long.
Monotai also in there, 5'9", 153-pound freshman. Yes, and it's be second down and long. Jeremiah play action, looking right, has a man. Good defensive play by Kahuku again. He was looking for number 11, Valdez, but it was tipped at the right around the linebacker position. Jeremiah looking for a first down.
Here's another look at it. Jeremiah throws a low liner that one of the linebackers gets a hand on. Disrupts the play. Bringing up third down and long, Gerald.
That looked like number 9 for Kahuku, Matagi.
It's the biggest play of the game defensively here for Kahuku.
Third down, Kozaniski sweep, but he's going to come up and pass. He has a man open. Looking for number 11, Valdez. He threw it behind him down at about the 18-yard line, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Red Raider defense responded here. Waianae set themselves back. They needed 23 yards for the first down.
So Waianae in a punt formation, looking to kick it towards the corner, and he does. It'll bounce at the 16 and roll inside the 5, down at about the 3-yard line. Great kick is right. And with 6:25 to go here in the fourth quarter, Kahuku got a long way to go for a touchdown to tie this game. The score is now 18-12. See Reggie Torres trying to get his Kahuku Red Raiders up for this drive.
Here's another look at the punt. They just let it go, and that ball slows down for Waianae, giving the coverage team a chance to catch up to it.
Great punt. That's what you want from your special teams, and they've given Waianae defense good position. Come up with a big stop. Kahuku, Wong over center at his own 4, fumble. Bounces into the end zone. Touchdown Waianae. So with that special teams, it surely worked for Waianae. So you want from your special teams to pin the guys back into their own 5. First play, Wong fumbles from center. And the Waianae defense comes up big, and that probably just did it for this game.
When you've got the ball that deep in your own territory, it's important not to make mistakes. The extra point attempt is stopped.
Just before Lucchini Pave wanted to kick the extra point, there was a timeout called. See the Waianae special team extra point squad coming back to their side of the field. And this will be a big extra point. Can put them up by 13 with 6:15 left in the fourth quarter. And that was a big score for Waianae for this JV championship. And Kahuku's going to have to answer the call real quick when they be able to get the ball back.
Here's another look at the mishandled snap. Wong. And there it is. Bounces end over end. It was anybody's football there. .6:15 left to go in this JV championship. Another extra point attempt set.
Kahuku with that touchdown for Waianae on that recovery to give them a 12-point lead.
Illegal procedure on the defense. Replay.
That moves the ball closer for this extra point. Valdez lining up to kick the extra point. Akalari will set it down. And it's wide right again. So the score remains 24-12 after that extra point as he hooked it, as he sliced it right. As you see here, 6:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. Waianae 24, Kahuku 12.
Well, for Kahuku, they need 2 touchdowns in this last 6 minutes, 15 seconds, Gerald.
And Waianae really took a lot of time off that clock with that drive. They have 14 first downs to Kahuku's 4.
Here's another look at the extra point attempt. Looked like a good hold, good snap.
He just sliced it right. See Valdez lining up for the kickoff from his own 40. Kicking it down here. Number 9 picks it off. Matagi drives up over the 40 to the 42-yard line. In on a tackle for Waianae. Rosario, 5'4", 140-pound freshman. Getting some excitement here on the carpet of Aloha Stadium for championship.
Now, field position is key here with just over 6 minutes to play. And he gets across the 40-yard line. Not bad field position. Had it been fielded by one of the upbacks, though, who knows what would have happened.
See Wong over center from his own 42-yard line. Wong looked straight back now. Little touch. Finds.
Get out
number
of bounds.
82. Fumble. They're saying Kahuku ball, but just before that play, Brandon, the up referee on the Kahuku side, on the side judge, threw a flag. He's trying to get the head officials' attention, but he didn't get it on time. He's going to come back something just before the play. There's a flag at the 40.
On the offense.
Wong frustrated. Kahuku quarterback. He's got a direct.
First off.
He's in a position to direct 2 touchdown drives.
5:52 left here in the fourth quarter. 24-12. Kahuku at their own 37-yard line. It'll be first down and 15. Wong over center. Straight back. Looking down the middle. Has to tuck it in. Looks right. Throws to the right side for Alo. Comes up short. Pressured again by the big Waianae front. Number 88 in there for Waianae. Malu flushing Wong out of the pocket.
Wong had good protection. We'll see it here. Good job by his offensive line up front. Gave him plenty of time. Receivers were covered that time. There he throws off the wrong foot again.
Call that defensive back coverage play. That's what set up the play. As like you said, the offensive line was giving him the time. He just didn't have anybody open. And then he broke down, and Malu was there to put pressure on him. Wong over center again at his own 42. Second down, 15. Straight back. Has a man in the middle. Finds him at the 50. Complete to number 83. Alavao, and that sounds like a very familiar name in the Kahuku Red Raider football. His brother, older brother or family member, played in the Prep Bowl against St. Louis.
The linebacker, Keli'i Kipi, with the tackle to deny them any further yardage.
Wong at the 50. Third down and about a yard and a half. Straight back again. Looking left. Man is covered. Almost picked off. Good defensive play by Ojano. Defensive back, 5'5", 135-pound sophomore back there, as Wong was looking for his wide receiver, number 24, Hano. And he overthrew him.
Here, it's a good decision by Wong. Both receivers downfield are single covered, although they were rather close, giving the opportunity for 2 defenders to break on the ball, and that's exactly what happened.
Quijano almost came up with that interception. Wong over center again, brings up fourth down. They have to go for it from their own the 50-yard line, and he just gets stopped. The fireball straight up the middle, straight dive, and waiting for him, number 44 for Waianae, Kilikipi, as well as number 90, Iva Malu, and they put the stop, and that'll give Waianae the ball at the 50-yard line. 1st and 10.
Well, 4:53 to go in this OA JV championship. Waianae on top, 24-12 over Kahuku. Just a matter of running the ball, keeping the clock moving. A couple first downs.
Jeremiah from the 50. I formation, backman Kozaninski goes to the left side of his offensive line, tries to pick up a few yards, picks up about 3. Kahuku waiting for him, and Waianae will keep the ball on the ground and try to run this clock out with 4:40 left, leading 24-12.
Gerald, Kahuku has only one timeout left. Here's another look at it. Just hold on to the ball, keep it on the ground. That's the objective here for Waianae.
Good defensive play by the Kahuku linebacker, number 9, Matagi, because the Waianae left side of the offensive line had a big hole for him. He just fought off the block. Matagi made the tackle, but the left and guard and right and left tackle just came straight down, blocked inward, and had a hole, but it closed up real quick. Jeremiah over center again. First man through, Tiolo, big hole, up across the 30, down to the 29-yard line. But a flag, but what a big hole from trap block up in the center and guard position, and Tiolo found the hole.
Tiolo got to the line of scrimmage so fast, he caught the defense off guard.
We got a motion on offense, 5 yards.
Illegal motion again. That hurts Waianae. See the Waianae offensive coordinator looking at the clock. Big play called back for Waianae. Great blocking up front. Somebody just got a little excited before the play. So to bring up 2nd down and 12 back at their own 48-yard line now. That's what Kahuku needed, but the clock is running, and like you said, only one timeout left. Jeremiah over center, 48-yard line. I formation. First man through, Tiolo again. Kahuku waiting for him on the left side there. 54, standing up the offensive lineman for Kahuku, Tupou. I think maybe a 1-yard gain up to the 49-yard line.
Well, the defense was ready for him that time. Tiolo previously had the huge gain up the middle. Defensive linemen just got up and covered their gaps.
Also in the header, you called his name a few times here in the second half for Kahuku. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Go ahead, Jeremiah.
Perfect timing right there. Under 3 minutes. Jeremiah over center. First man through again. Tiolo dragging, breaking tackles. Breaks it at the 40. All the way down to about the 26-yard line. And then we have a flag here at the end. But Tiolo got hit right at the line. Number 76, Ramos, for Kahuku. Vendiola, and he just broke out of that his hand tackle and just drove all the way down inside the 30-yard line. See the Waianae head coach Ronald Lopez wants to know what that flag was because it was at the ending of the play.
On the defense.
That's against Kahuku.
So tack on another 10 yards after that run inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line.
There's another look at it. Good fake by Jeremiah. And just tremendous effort by Tiolo.
Tiolo, 5'7", 145-pound sophomore, and he showed his strength there, Brandon.
We'll be seeing him on the varsity team very soon.
And one thing with Waianae, they're running the same plays the varsity run. So when they get to that varsity squad, they're fit right in. Jeremiah from his 15. I formation, deep man Kozaninski goes right, picks up no gain. Kozaninski, a workhorse tonight. Also 5'8", 155-pound sophomore. As the Kahuku front made the stop, as well as the linebacker 51, Pu'u. He's only a freshman.
Well, for the defense, they're making the stop at the line of scrimmage, but with 1 minute 48 seconds, reality is setting in.
Jeremiah from his 15, second down 10, deep man. Kozaninski finds a hole, picks it, breaks one tackle, almost breaks it, picks up 9 yards, and then we have another penalty, and I think it's going to be spearing or piling on at the end of that play. So that'll go half the distance to the goal after that play. But Kozaninski following his left side offensive line again, picking up some big yardage.
A lot of missed tackles by the Kahuku defense, though, today. You're in the championship game. You got to wrap him up.
You're right. With 1 minute 30 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter, that just about did it. Inside the 5, 24-12 Waianae. See the Kahuku side of the field. Must be disappointed, but also must be happy to get here. I mean, it's sad one team has to lose in a championship game, but these two teams are known to be in a championship. Jeremiah, option, fakes, keeps it. On the right side, faked the dive, found the opening on the right side, trots in for a touchdown.
And the Waianae faithful getting ready to celebrate a junior varsity championship.
See a Waianae Sea Rider young cheerleader. Happy, maybe a future cheerleader for the Waianae Sea Riders. As you see Valdez setting up to kick the extra point. Ocaleri gets it down, and Valdez drills it through. Oh, excuse me. Pave. Thank you, Brandon, on that call. Excuse me, family, for calling him Valdez. Is it Pave?
There's another look at it. Jeremiah. They like to keep him with the ball. They love to run that option down in there.
Great fake.
Second touchdown run for Jeremiah today.
He had a great fake up the middle. He faked to number 44, Kilakipi, and he kept it. See here, 1 minute, 1 second to go. 31-12 Waianae over Kahuku, and you can see the ground game. Waianae has just eaten up the clock. 16 first down to Kahuku's 4, and it's showing some dominance over the game tonight. See Waianae cheerleaders bringing home a championship to the west side of the island. Knows quite a few guys out there in Waianae, and they'll be happy tonight. See number 1, Alo, Rocky Alo, 5'11", 165-pound freshman, receiving a kick from Pave. Up man, number 9, Matagi, and he returns it up to the 40-yard line with 54 seconds to go. And we'll see what Kahuku has here. Who will come out and try to lead them with this last 50 seconds to go.
Here's another look at the kickoff. He needs a touchdown here. A touchdown on the kickoff, and then the onside kick might have given him hope.
See Wong straight back. Looking, tucks it over the 50. Stiffs arms, nice spin. Inside the 40. Still fighting. Down to about the 37-yard line. But that's eating up a lot of clock too. Couldn't get out of bounds, but that'll be a first down. That'll stop the clock for a little while.
Well, Wong with the fumble that set up the touchdown back in his own end zone, and he's trying to give it his all here. His team is down by 3 touchdowns, and he's not giving up. Inspirational run by Wong.
Breaking a lot of tackles. Finally, number 16 comes in. Sean Flores, 5'8", 150-pound sophomore. Make the stop. You see head coach for Waianae, Ronald Lopez, bringing home a championship. Wong straight back to pass from his own 38. Looks left, has a man open. Alo in the middle, breaks out left, inside the 10, 5, gets knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line. But great pass by Wong. As Aloha coming from his wide out position on the right side, just came cutting across.
See, Wong was able to step into his pass that time, found Rocky. Rocky, his position that he's listed is fullback, but for a fullback, he's got a lot of speed. 5'11", 165-pound freshman is Alo.
Wong led him perfect on that pass. So inside the 5 from their own 3. Wong straight back, looking for Alo again, touchdown. And you got to give Kahuku credit. Didn't give up, down 31-12, came out, couple of plays, touchdown for Kahuku with 23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. That makes the score 31-18. Like you said, Rocky Alo on the receiving end of that touchdown, and see Wong.
Good leadership by Wong.
Both freshmen. So Kahuku can look forward to them next year in the JV team as well. So this freshman is doing real well on both sides of the on Waianae and Kahuku. As Wong looking for the 2-point conversion, rolled right, he had a man there, just went through his hands. Number big 84 for Kahuku. Kammer, tight end, 5'11", 157-pound freshman.
Here's another look at the touchdown play. Wong did just a great job of finding Alo on both those completions here late in this game.
23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. 31-18, Waianae over Kahuku. Reggie Torres leading his JV Kahuku Red Raiders to the JV championship. Ronald Lopez leading his team to the championship, bringing it home for Waianae. They must be happy on the Waianae side. As we get ready for a kickoff by number 42 for Kahuku, Sabagala, and you know it's going to be an onside. They got a chance.
Yep, Waianae comes up with it.
Kahuku had a chance on that. The ball was bouncing around. Tiolu comes up with it for Waianae. They had their hands people in there. And Kahuku, the ball was bouncing around. They could have picked that up. As you see the Waianae coaching staff letting them get out there, remembering what they have to do, still concentrate, kneel down. This game is over. We saw some exciting football here in the second half. First half was a defensive battle.
Great kick returns. A lot of speed shown by both of these teams. Alo, Tiolu, Kozanuski. A lot of speedy players on both these teams.
So good for the fans. Fans that came here early for a JV game.
Exciting football.
Jeremiah just kneels down at the 50-yard line, and that'll be it. Waianae will bring home the championship for their Waianae Sea Riders. As you see them all excited, they're in the field. And our Waianae coaching staff, Ronald Lopez, just gets buried with ice. Early shower, but yet a wake-up call. As you see how exciting it is to win a championship here in the OIA JV football here in Honolulu. Waianae crowd, Waianae, and they deserve it, Brandon. They showed their powerhouse football here in the second half, controlled the clock, and dominated going into the fourth quarter.
Championship game, there's a lot of pressure, and Waianae just seemed to be able to handle it a little bit better than Kahuku.
Jeremiah, the leader of the Waianae offense, getting a lei, probably from his mom and family. See the Waianae guys running into the tunnel all happy. Waianae coaches happy. And like you said, championship football, Brandon.
That's what we saw from Waianae today. And for both of these teams, the players got to experience a championship-type atmosphere, which could play a role down when they reach the varsity team.
Right. Experience, winning attitude, both sides. Kahuku and Waianae played a great game. Waianae comes up on top, 31-18. For Gerald, Brandon, aloha from Aloha Stadium.